What would a battlefield doctor from 2,000 years ago carry in his pouch? Let me tell you a story. In ancient China, around 200 CE, during the Eastern Han Dynasty, there was a physician named Zhang Zhongjing, often called the Hippocrates of the East. He lived during a time of war, famine, and epidemics, and yet he wrote one of the most legendary medical texts in history, the Shanghanlun, or Treatise on Cold Damage. Inside, he outlined hundreds of formulas that have survived for over 2 millennia and are still used in modern hospitals in China, Japan, and Korea today. And today, I want to show you 7 of those powerhouse herbs you need in your modern medicine cabinet, with both Western and traditional Chinese medicine reasons why. Hey guys, I'm Dr. Alex Heyne, board licensed doctor of acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine, and author of the health book Master the Day. Let's jump into herb number 1. Herb number 1 is called guizhi, or cinnamon twig. Guizhi tang is one of the most famous formulas in all of Chinese medicine. Traditionally, it's taught as sort of like a cold or flu preventive formula. I'll never forget, I once walked into one of my classmates' apartments when I was doing my doctorate, and I smelled this delicious brew cooking in his kitchen, and up until that point, I had tried Chinese medicine formulas from hospitals in China, and that stuff was nasty. I mean, it was like a black liquid. You had to choke it down with like hot tea. It was so disgusting. And so my experience with it was, this stuff's nasty, but it works. So I smelled this delicious smelling, like cinnamon dessert in his kitchen. And he said, oh, I'm making guizhi tang because this is around the time of year when I get really sick because I'm overstudying. We really don't even know how long these formulas have been used because we have books from the BC era already describing complex formulas and clinical strategies. This herb, guizhi, cinnamon bark or cinnamon twig, is often used in formulas like guizhi tang, guizhi jia tang, which is more of a cold with stiff neck or sinus problem formula, or another one called xiaojianzhong tang, minor build the middle decoction. Now this latter formula is often used for exhaustion, anemia, night sweats, and really what we call deficiency taxation, when a person's overworked, starts running hot and doesn't sleep well. Now from a biomedical scientific point of view, guizhi is a mild vasodilator, which means it increases circulation. It's also slightly warming, so it helps with chills, muscle tension, and also early colds. Very, very effective for regulating your immune system functioning. It may also reduce blood pressure and improves glucose metabolism. We have an upcoming video here talking about how this cinnamon twig can lower your A1C and blood glucose. Now from a traditional Chinese medicine point of view, we say it warms the channels and releases the exterior. Think about like when you're shivering because you have a cold, that exact kind of thing. It's used for chills, it's used for stiff necks, for someone who's clammy and sweaty, like a nervous system kind of sweat, and also it's good for tight shoulders. I say that the shoulders are one of the 3 main reflex zones for excess stress hormones, and guizhi, cinnamon twig or bark are very effective. It's also great for circulation and regular heart rhythms. High doses of this, do not do this at home, are the number 1 thing I help to regulate atrial fibrillation and heart palpitations. So why would you need it and when would you need it? Basically, anytime you feel achy, cold, or tense, like you're coming down with a cold, guizhi helps your body open the gates and fight back by stimulating an immune response. Herb number 2 is called gugen, or kudzu root. I did my undergraduate in biology and pre-med at Clemson University down south in South Carolina. And that was the first time I'd ever learned what kudzu was, because kudzu is an invasive creeper vine that climbs up trees. And kudzu, interestingly, has a long history of use in Asia. Now this has been used again since the Han Dynasty, the first few hundred years of the modern era. Most commonly, this is used in a formula called gugen tang, gugen formula, kudzu formula, or guizhi jia tang, cinnamon twig, and kudzu formula. Now from a biomedical point of view, this is most commonly used as an antispasmodic and anti-inflammatory. In particular, it promotes blood flow to your neck and to your shoulders. Also very effective in research for hypertension, tension headaches, and that kind of thing, high blood pressure. Now, from a Chinese medicine point of view, what does this do? We say that this releases the muscle layer and relieves stiffness, specifically of the neck and upper back. So it's helpful in your early stages of fevers or having a lot of dryness symptoms. And it will also treat diarrhea to what we call spleen qi deficiency. So sometimes when patients come in, they have colds and they tend towards loose stools. This formula, guizhi jia tang, is very effective. Why would you need this herb? If you sit at a desk all day, you get tension headaches, or you wake up with a tight neck and a tight upper back, gugen is your herb. It's the OG muscle relaxant, and it's a great upper back remedy. Herb number 3 is called a baishao, white peony root. This is again used since the Han Dynasty, but likely tens of thousands of years earlier. And formulas that we use this in, one, guizhi tang, we talked about, cinnamon twig decoction. The other one is called xiaoyao gancao tang. This is basically a high dose of baishao peony, and the other one is Zhigancao, honey fried licorice root. Xiaoyao Gancao Tang is a very potent antispasmodic formula, great for muscle cramps and stomach aches or gynecological abdominal pain. Chinese medicine point of view, we tend to say that it nourishes the blood and preserves the yin, meaning it's great for hormones in particular. We say it softens the liver, so it's great for the tension, irritability, and pain that comes with dysmenorrhea or all kinds of gynecological problems. And in terms of if you're sweating with an acute cold or flu, we say it balances the yin in the way, which just means it basically regulates your immune system in a way. Now, why would you need this herb? From menstrual cramps to muscle spasms to stress-induced irritability, Bai Xiao is like the calm and soothe herb you'll always want close by. Herb number 4 is called shengjiang, or fresh ginger. This is used since our earliest Materia Medica texts, going way back into the BC era. And 2 formulas we'll talk about here. One is called Gui Tang that we talked about, and another is called Xiao Chai Hu Tang, minor bupleurum decoction, and countless other formulas use this. From a Western view, it is a warming and a circulatory stimulant, and has a lot of effects on your stomach. It's great for nausea, for an upset stomach, for low stomach acid, for bloating, right? For indigestion. It's also very antiviral and antimicrobial by nature. In traditional Chinese medicine, we say it warms the middle burner, meaning if you have low appetite, loose stools, food just sits in your stomach a long time, this is called stomach deficiency cold. And you improve that with ginger because it improves stomach acid levels. We say it also releases exterior cold. We often use ginger in high doses when people have an acute cold, but we always use fresh ginger. Dried ginger is more for internal medicine problems. Fresh ginger, if you take like 30 grams of this, you'll notice, boil it for 30 minutes, drink it, see what happens. You'll break out into a sweat. And sweating has been a traditional medicine form of treating colds and flus since time immemorial. And of course, we say it harmonizes your stomach and stops vomiting. Now, why would you need this day to day? You're cold, you're queasy, or you're catching a chill. Fresh ginger is like having firewood for your digestive system and for your immune fire. These herbs aren't just for emergencies. They're also about helping your body recover its just regular functions and rhythm before the symptoms even show up. And in my opinion, the foundation of that rhythm is your digestion. If you've been dealing with bloating, food reactions, or unexplained gut symptoms, I've actually made a free guide that shows you how I treat it clinically using Chinese medicine. It's the link right below here. You'll find my favorite foods, formulas, and daily rituals, and it's just the link right here below. Herb number 5, licorice root. And this is used in more formulas than pretty much any other herb in Chinese medicine. Let's talk about the Western biomedical view of gancao, right, licorice root. It is a natural sweetener with adrenal supporting properties. Right, this study is showing that gancao actually regulates the cortisol levels in the body, so pretty cool. We use it a lot in like adrenal fatigue, stress response. It's great for sore throats, and it's great for inflammation. Glycyrrhizin, one of the compounds, has anti-ulcer and antiviral activity as well. So gancao is used to protect the mucosa of the stomach a lot. In Chinese medicine, we say it harmonizes the herbs and formulas. The reason it's added in so many damn formulas is that let's say you have a high dose of raw ginger. Well, if you take that every day, it can irritate your stomach if you take it over weeks and months because it's just spicy. Ginger and gancao protects the mucosa, but still maintains the benefits of ginger. It moistens the lungs, stops coughs, and it's also used to reduce toxicity of other herbs. And also calms spasms, and it's good for pain. Now, why would you need this? Gancao is what we call the great harmonizer. Whether you're mixing herbs, you're dealing with a sore throat, or you need just like a calm and sweet sort of nourishing tea to make, this is really a go-to herb. Good for your adrenals too. Herb number 6 is called dazao. Jujube date. Used again since the dawn of time, and it's used in many formulas in Chinese medicine. Dazao is a sweet moisturizing herb, so if you use highly spicy herbs like cinnamon bark, dried ginger, this will prevent irritation to mucosa and tissues. One formula we use this in is called Gan Mai Dazao Tang, and dazao. And it's a very common formula for anxiety if the person experiences lots of crying and that kind of thing. Biomedically speaking, this is rich in antioxidants, B vitamins, trace minerals, potassium. It's great for heart palpitations. It is calming to the nervous system, and it supports your digestive and your adrenal functioning. Traditional Chinese medicine, we say it strengthens the spleen function, digestion, and nourishes the blood. So it's commonly used in hormone regulating formulas for women. It calms the spirit, the shen as we call it. It moderates like the spice or pungency of other herbs. Now, why would you need dazao at home? You would need this because you feel frazzled, depleted, or more emotionally raw, right? Like you're walking the wire, maybe crying, sensitive. Dazao is like the warm hug from your abuela, your grandma. It's nourishing, calming, and it's strengthening all in one. The final one is called huangqi or astragalus. Huangqi has been used in many famous formulas since the dawn of time, but probably a more famous formula it's used in is called yuping fengshan or jade windscreen powder, and it's used for low immunity. So if you have a tendency towards catching colds and flus, you take Yuping Fengshan for the preceding like 3 months before, and there's tons of modern science showing that what it claims to do, it actually does. Biomedically speaking, this is immune modulating. It increases white blood cell activity and antibody production. It's adaptogenic, so it helps regulate your cortisol levels and your overall energy levels. Supports your kidney, cardiovascular, and respiratory health. It's used a lot in cancer support, chronic fatigue, and even in long COVID research. Traditional Chinese medicine says Huang Qi is classified as an herb that tonifies qi, especially digestion and lung function, the two domains we most often use it in. It raises what we call yang qi. It helps with prolapses, fatigue, and poor digestion, strengthens your immunity, prevents illness, and interestingly, it's often used in wound healing and tissue regeneration, like surgical wounds you can't recover from. Now, why would you need this? You're run down, you're getting sick often, you're recovering from burnout, or you just want to build a stronger immune system. Huang Qi is a great herb for resilience. It's great to build those deeper energy reserves, and it also is very good for just your long-term recovery without being an extremely strong herb, if that makes sense. Now, every single herb here has two lenses. This Western research-backed view with known chemical actions, but also a traditional Chinese medicine perspective that sees it in the terrain of your body. Qi, blood, yin and yang. And together they can help you handle colds and flus, tension and stress, gut issues, sleep, mood and energy, muscle pain, stiff necks, and more, all in a way that supports the whole system, not just a symptom. If you've made it this far into the video, guys, it probably means that this message resonates with you on a deeper level. Maybe you've tried supplements, stress hacks, or lifestyle changes, but something's still missing. That's where personalized care comes in. In my private clinic in Los Angeles or virtually via telemedicine, I work one-on-one with people who are done guessing. People who are ready to get to the root cause of their digestive problems, anxiety, insomnia, burnout, or chronic fatigue. This isn't a generic protocol. It's custom classical East Asian medicine designed for your body. You can read more about working with me with a link right below this video or in the description box. And if you want to learn more about healing herbs, make sure you watch this related video right here because it'll help.